In the olden days, the role of women is to become wives and mothers. Women were into trade, agriculture, beautification, while men basically had careers. They are the ones that have the means to provide for the family. It is balanced because I believe in balancing. In those days, women were not supposed to labor outside their husband's house or have a career. Her husband is her IKENGA. This is what it means. A na-asụ ogologo oyibo ọ dịka a ga-asị na ọ nwere ife ọzọ. Ọ nwoke bụ IKENGA nwaanyị. Ike o ji aga. The husband. Okay? So, in those days, women were not supposed to labor outside their husband's house or have a career because her husband is supposed to do all the work, the hustling, to provide for the family. A woman's husband is her masculine energy, her IKENGA. Today, the world has evolved and women now go to work to provide for themselves and their families. Women have harnessed the energy our forefathers believed was meant for only men. So, personally, I believe harnessing this energy has made our women become independent, very courageous, career-oriented. With what is happening in the world, I now know why our forefathers did not allow women have IKENGA. Not because it is an abomination, but because of the effect it will have on women. This energy makes women to become masculine in nature. Inezi anya ifuze na ụmụ nwaanyị na ọmọdụ ụdịrị anya ha na-awazi. Ụmụ nwaanyị na-ejezi ọlụ, kpata ego, lụọ ụlọ, jide ezinụlọ, na-eme ife asịsị emena, na-agbakwu ma moto sef. Onwere ife ụmụ nwaanyị na-apụrụ imezi kịta n'ụwa kịta. Ịbịa n'ịgụ akwụkwọ ha nwaka. Ọ dịzịa ka ụmụ nwoke anọzi n'akụkụ na-emezi ka nwaanyị zifolia. Ife ụmụ nwaanyị na-agba mbọ na onye anya ọfụma na mmụọ ị ga-agba na ọ nwere IKENGA. Onye nọrịa ụwa ga-enwerịrị IKENGA na ọ gbara mbọ. Ọ bụrụzi ka anyị kwubezie n'ụdị nke biology na mmadụ enwere energy o ji alụ ọlụ because energy is power, ability to do work. I hope you understand me. So today, in today's world, women become president, vice president, governors. Okay? They represent us in the Senate. They are everywhere. In offices, in our homes, in the society, doing good. It reminds me of people like Lidora Aquinyili. That woman is an IKENGA herself. A lot of them. I don't need to mention names because if you're alive and you see what is happening around you, you hear their names ring bells, you will understand. What about the owner of Emzor Pharmaceutical? Emzor Paracetamol. These are women that naturally they have IKENGA. They have that masculine energy. They have it. They become bold, courageous, independent, strong-willed, and career-driven. Because people will talk and they will say, some women, they will say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. It's not about that. It is about putting your IKENGA to work. Now ask your question, what about those men that have become indolent? They have become lazy. They are idle men all around, loafing around. You see them, they don't have any zeal or will to work. Rather, they are thinking of a woman to rip off. Kanacho nwa ifa ge na agbalu boy. Ka fa nwa bolozia nwa, ka nwa bolozia nwoke. nwoke ada ejezi ọrụ ọtọgbọlụ n'ụlọ ọ na-esi nri na-asa efele. Mana ịma na ala Igbo a na-enegali nwoke anwa ka a ga-asị na oyi azụ afe. Mana nkịta ifugo n'ife agbanwego n'ife echenjigo. Ụmụ nwoke na-esizi nri na-arọtu na-asa efele. It doesn't mean na ọ dịkwa lazy o, ka m gwakwa unu agwa. Mana na be anyị na ala Igbo nwoke mekalizie anyị enyovezie nye enyove na ọ dịkwa ka nwunye eji ọgwụ, na ọ dịkwa ka onye nke a o nwere ihe ọ pasịtara, na ọ nwekwa aka ọlụ, na ọkwa akalụgheli. Ịghọtago? Mana ife meledo wee bee nwee a ga-asị na nwoke anwa na ọ nwerozi IKENGA. Ka m jụọ ọnụ ya bụ ajụjụ, onye ya azakwa na ya zam. So women who harness their IKENGA become bold. Fa na-agbasi mbọ ike. Now men see them as competition or that they are being challenged by the women folk. No, it is not that. The reverse is the case, or the case is the reverse. So in the olden days, you now see why most women are not allowed to have an IKENGA, because it has a masculine energy. That our forefathers then said, no, anyekwa ụmụ nwaanyị niile IKENGA na alụ ga-emekwa. Ma ha nwee ike na-achịzi anyị ma ikwuzi okwu asị gị mba gị mechikwa ọnụ, kedu ife ịma ị na-egwu. So women now harness that energy. They become independent. There is nothing bad there in becoming independent. It saved a lot of stress. You see the woman as being focused, as ambitious. Nwaanyị na-enwere ambition kekwa n'ebe o ji azụ eje, kedu ebe ọ na-aga? Onye na-enwere ambition ịma na nke ekponekwenu na. So ọ na-adị mma nwaanyị ịgba mbọ, maka ụmụ nwoke na-alaiki nwaanyị na-agba mbọ. Ka m gwakwa unu, ọsọ ikuku ọkpa na-eme ada nne ya ada nna ya ka ọ si na ogene. Jekwa gbaba mbọ, look for what to do. Tinye aka n'ife, na-alụ ọlụ, na-agba mbọ. Ọ bụrụ nke aka ọlụ, ịmụ aka ọlụ, skills, acquire them. Contribute to the family. If it's not monetary contribution, your brain nko, your intellect, your wisdom, apply it. When your man is talking about things or how to get things done, maybe he's finding it a little bit difficult. What are you there for? After listening to him, you can't even give a word of advice or say, my Lord, do it this way or do it that way. I think it's going to be okay. In love, not that you shout on him. Do you understand? You contribute, be a contributing factor. Don't be docile. Don't become a liability. Because most women of today, it is their men that will always push them, prod them. They don't have that zeal. They don't even inspire their men. All the fantasy, jee gụọ akwụkwọ, jee gụọ nka, add this degree, add this certificate. Come and run this shop. Come and enter and do this business. It is their men that says that to them, that motivates them. Apart from men being motivators, there are women naturally, they are very lazy. Utufasi ekwugodo okwu ị ga-ama. Ma ịzụde nwa lisef, fama nzụnwu nwa. Mgbe ọbụla ife nwaanyị ọ na-emegheri. Yikwa n'akwa ka ịdị ọgọ n'anya. Nsogbu. So you can see that some women that harness their natural IKENGA, they are very enterprising, while there are some who are not. They need to be pushed all the time. It is tiring. Mgbe ọbụla nwoke a na-agwa gị no ife a na ị ga-eme ya, ịbụzikwa mmadụ. Same thing applies to men. There are lots of them. That today we have what we call toy boys. Very lazy. And actual sugar mommy that will cater for them. That will give them money. That will make them become someone. Give them things out of sexual gratification. Mgbe gboo ọ dịrọ ele anwa. It wasn't so. But what do we see? Because our society is prone to evolution, to changes. It can be drastic change. It can be a change for the better. So it depends. Nature has a way of doing things. So harness your own IKENGA and become somebody in your life. Activate your own IKENGA and become someone in this life. Know why you are here. A lot of people, they don't know the reason why they are here on earth. They just wait for their man or woman to push them. Some people, even after pushing and acquiring that certificate, do something with it, is problem. Okay, use that your skill and earn a living. It's problem. When you see them, they are just like a walking dead, or dead man or dead women walking. I'm talking to both gender. There's no specific gender I am channeling my advice to. Okachasi ụmụ nwanyị kịta. Because generally it's believed that women are more in population. The ratio of women to men all the too much. Then you see, there's like a shortage of men. That is why you see so many people, so many women, they become side chicks rather than going into marriage and become second or third or fourth wives. In the olden days, that was how they solved this problem. It is not as if it is a new thing, or because of the advent of imported religion, everybody will now marry one wife, one man, one wife. Nature made it so. A woman cannot marry 5 husbands. Let me tell you that. Ịpụrụ ime ya. Osogodo na ibulu dike na ipulu amụ. Ịpụrụ ime ya. But naturally for men, they can. Ndị dike, ndị ikenga fa na-alụ ọlụ. The other ikenga, their manhood. Then the other ikenga, the spiritual one. To be enterprising and to be able to take care of their wives and children. So let me talk about attributes of IKENGA. The wooden statue comes in various shapes and sizes with horns like that of a ram. The characteristics of a ram is a good definition of how an IKENGA works in the spiritual realm. The ram's attribute for being bold, courageous, aggressive is portrayed in the shape of an IKENGA. IKENGA represents the divine values, spirit, and strength to accomplish one's purpose and life path on earth. Most people who reincarnated have IKENGA as a symbol and gift from their incarnator. The ramming strength of the ram shows great effort, confidence, and way it fights its battle. The energy of the IKENGA is masculine in nature. I've always said it. This is why women in some parts of Igbo land are discouraged from having an IKENGA. For fear they will overshadow, intimidate, subdue their husbands. Majority of women that have IKENGA are called Ndi Ades and Wine. They are called to serve spirits in the ancestral way of ordinary Igbo spirituality. In the real sense of it, a woman's IKENGA is her husband because he is there for her. He is there for her, he protects her, does everything for her, help her in achieving the best in life and spiritual field of endeavors. The IKENGA is vital and not to be toyed with. Igbos regard it as an important part of oneself but do not worship it. It is a reflection of one's self-image, career choice, strength that depicts achievement. It could be oncoming future achievement. The IKENGA energizes one to be better, then drive one to work more on their physical condition in life, while striving to be greater in dignity and labor, coupled with having a good pedigree, which help to build solid and good reputation in the society. This representation is gotten from wood. Ikenga is carved using ogilishi or oji trees, then activated during chi appeasement, chi ritual. Ụfọdụ na-asụ ịkpọtụ chi, inye chi nni. There are different types of Ikenga carvings. We have the popular ones, Ikenga Mmadu. This Ikenga Mmadu have human figure with animal or divinity carvings on the head. Could be like a horn seated on a stool, holding a machete in the Ikenga right hand, and in the left hand holding head, depicting warrior's victory. It has an ofo, okike, elephant tusk, or oji. Each has a different significance and each traditional marks on its face. We have Ikenga Mmụọ. This one represents Ndi Ichie, ancestors, usually represented with two horns seated on cylindrical shaped calf. We have Ikenga or water or Ikenga Oge, the two-faced Ikenga. This is the oldest form or shape of Ikenga in Ala Igbo. It signifies the old and new age. Then, over the decades, some communities celebrate their annual Ikenga festival. This is to acknowledge their success in every human and spiritual endeavors. Communities and villages also have Ikenga. So in this instance, it is known as Ike di Oha. Ike di Oha. You hear people bear that name, Ike Oha. This is for communities. This is for villages. That means if you go to that village, a lot of them are enterprising, they are hardworking, they are very, very productive. They are young men and women. They are. As humans have Ikenga, spirit also have Ikenga. Mmụọ nwere Ikenga, mmadụ nwere Ikenga. This shows that without their Ikenga, they cannot function. Because I can concentrate here. I was thinking, yes, no nka. Before na-emepụta. So what am I saying? I talked about three types of Ikenga. Ikenga Mmadu, Ikenga Mmụọ, Ikenga Oge. So for these three types of Ikenga, their carving differs. It is not the same. There are things to differentiate them from. For the Ikenga Mmadu, it has a human figure with animal. We go say animal nishi no divinity carvings on the head. Onwelumpi. That's if you can get it on noche on a stool, holding a machete in the right hand. That's that right hand. Ojiji mabu ka a na-akpọ aka Ikenga. Onwezike n'aka ekpe in the left hand. It will be holding a head, human head, depicting warrior's victory. Onwere ihe omini. Onye jela ya melie. Some will have ofo in their hand, some will have okike. That's the elephant tusk. So each has a different significance, and some have ichi, traditional marks on his face. The Ikenga Mmụọ that I mentioned earlier represents Ndi Ichie, your ancestors. So this type of Ikenga, from the carving, it has two horns seated on cylindrical shape. Ogosi na ihe abogeni Ikenga Mmụọ. Then the other type of Ikenga, Ikenga Oge or Ikenga Water, is the oldest form or shape in Igbo land. This one signifies the old and new ages or old and new years, because over the decades, some communities celebrate their annual Ikenga festival. So it shows time and season, simply put. But this is celebrated in order to acknowledge their success as a human or a spirit in their different fields of endeavors. So this is where a community having Ikenga comes in. This is where the name Ike di Oha or Ike Oha originated. Because that's Ikenga now for them is general. in their community or in their village. Ha gbakọrọ ọnụ wee nwezie nya bụ IKENGA. Then you also know that humans have IKENGA. Mmụọ nwere IKENGA. Mmụọ nwere IKENGA o ji aga. That is a natural awele, natural ibobo. Ọ bụrụ nke oke ite. So if you have the spiritual eyes, agbati ya n'afa, all you have to do is to activate that IKENGA, that spiritual IKENGA. It becomes activated. So onye nwe bụ onye n'ọlụ mmadụ ụwa. Ife ọlụ bali ọlụ, ọ dị ile. If onye hazi ọ na manifest, bụrụzia the physical manifestation of that spiritual IKENGA. O nwere ife ọbụla otinye aka ime na ọ nada agazi. Ọ na-agbasizi mbọ ike, ya na-afụ anya. Naturally, there are people like that. Onye nọrọ ha ụwa nwekwa IKENGA. Mmụọ sokwafa wee bịa ụwa nwekwara IKENGA. Ọ mmụọ anwakava ji eje. That is why I always say that Igbos are a spiritual race. Yes, we are highly spiritual. So, without that IKENGA, without activating it, this definitely means the person will not function properly. It is not as if the person will not function at all, but the person will not realize their full potential. If you get. So, in as much as ndị Igbo revere IKENGA, they believe as long as a man's IKENGA is active, he can wrestle the spirit and conquer. Equally, a man's manhood is a physical evidence of IKENGA or Ikojiaga for him to be able to impregnate his wife or impregnate a woman. Ogosi na IKENGA na-alụ ọlụ for procreation. That is a natural IKENGA. Because most times, a na-akpọkwa IKENGA. Enwe nke physical one nke a na-afụ anya. Nke ụmụ nwoke ji wee bịa ụwa nke dị na ngadava. Ọ IKENGA ka ọ bụ. Akwa akwụlụ. So if a man is able to impregnate a woman, a na-anị ya aka ịtọ na. A na-anị ya aka. Aka ịnọ. Nke ọbụla. Maka o mere ọfụma. So Igbos believe an active IKENGA, an IKENGA that is not active, the man nsogbu dị. But an active IKENGA is usually rewarded. Nọkọta, I charge any energy, energize ya, egbupụrụ ya anụ. Like I told you initially, to consecrate IKENGA. Onya bụ ifu na-eme emume a during ikpotuchi. Appeasing chi, sorry. You now activate the IKENGA alongside that Oposichi. Usually, most Dibians, they tie it together, the chi and IKENGA together. So that when you are appeasing chi, you do same too to IKENGA to achieve your full potential. To unleash the spiritual capacity and capability of that IKENGA. Maka na mmụọ so onye anwa bi ụwa na onwere IKENGA. Once you do this, you already activate that mmụọ to start working. You feel ya? Also, the person's chi. Majority of children around the mmadụ ụwa nwere IKENGA. Ikeva ji aga. To become industrious, to become productive. Hard work pays. Igbo na-agba mbọ. That is why you see them all over the world doing their best to help mankind, doing their best to help others. They carry other tribes along. They carry people around them along, except maybe the person is selfish. They have this progressive mindset. They love whatever they see around them to be as good as what they can touch, what they can have, to the betterment of the society, not for themselves, not for their personal use. Fana like ifu na ebe fabi na ọ dị oke ọ dị mma. They bring development because of that IKENGA, natural ibobo ndị Igbo ji wee bịa ụwa. Natural awelefa. Natural ikefa ji aga. Maka na Igbo bụ mmụọ. Onye na-amarọ tata nya malia. Na the extraordinary. So that is why I encourage people to discover who they are. Discover your destiny here on earth. Align with your path. Align with your destiny. Asị gị appease echi gị, ime ya. Maka na ife chi gị ji wee dị ile. Onye nọrọ gị ụwa, ife o ji wee dịkwa ile. Ka i wee gbabazie mbọ. Ka i wee mara ife nwa onye nọrọ gị ụwa meburu mgbe ọ bịabụrụ ụwa. Ngị nwa nọzie n'ụwa kịta. Ka imezie ya ọfụma. Nwe nke mebili emebi, dozibiye. That is that IKENGA. Now, when an IKENGA is inactive, Igbos believe that it is useless and should be used as firewood. Hence the proverb, IKENGA adịghị ire, ewere ya waa nkụ. One could argue in the present day, ndị Igbo still exude the enterprising, victorious, achieving spirit in every of their endeavors, even without any physical IKENGA. Yes, even without having any physical IKENGA. IKENGA ndị Igbo the spiritual. I say everywhere you go, if you no see Igbo man, no one name bocha. Most times, if I listen to the lyrics of that song, I know that the young man, the musician, was in the spirit. And he highlighted the things, positive things Igbos were known for. He highlighted a lot of things eji mara ndị Igbo. Ọ dịrọ fele ịbụ onye Igbo. Because a lot of people look up to you, that you are an agent of change. You are also an agent of socialization. You have that capacity to turn things around. So why will you let yourself down? Why will you let the society down? Why will you delve into crime? Why will you go into things that will stain an Igbo man's name? Maka ndị Igbo na-etechu anyị iru ka na-ekwuzi nka. Tetenu n'ụla ka unu gbabakwa mbọ na ọbụgba mbọ anyị bidoro na gboo. Ọ dịbakwalụ na gboo. Onye na-amado onwe ya na ụnọ ka ọ malụ onwe ya ije gbaa afa. Mala ife ịbịala ụwa ime. Dozie onwe gị tupu ijepụbe ịgba mbọ. Ka mmụọ IKENGA dị n'ala Igbo wee kwudolu gị. Ka ezumezu mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo wee kwudolu gị. Ị na-eme mma, ị na-emesie ike. Ị na-agba mbọ, ị na-agbasie ike. Nke ọbụla ị na-eme bụ ife ọma, maka ife ọma ka ezumezu Igbo niile na-agọzi. Onye na-eme mma, a na-akwa agọzi onye na-eme ajọ ife. Enyekata gị ohere ka icheghara ịgbanwero. Fa pịa gị ya. I wee malụ ma ị bụ a worthy representative of your ancestor or not, or you are a worthy ambassador. So in as much as I want to conclude, I want to tell you that Igbos today, they are still hardworking, enterprising, and they achieve a lot. They have this can-do spirit in every of their endeavor, even without any physical IKENGA. Meanwhile, IKENGA, money, where that's the representation, the wooden representation. So with the consistent notion of Naibu na Bambo, this is seen in how we recovered after the Nigerian genocide that took everything from us. We recovered not because of our own power, but because of the spiritual aspect of ndị Igbo. Igbo bụ mmụọ. Malia tata. Onye ọbụla je eme ka IKENGA adị ile. Ka iwe baa ulu. This brings us to the end of today's program. I hope you enjoyed this topic titled IKENGA. So for any further questions, you can contact me via ADN Radio New York or through my Facebook page, Dibia Nwangu Uchendo. You can as well subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dibia Nwangu Uchendo. See you same time, same station. Bye.